I was 23, full of hope, and I thought I'd found my person. He was 4 years older, calm, attentive, and made me feel so incredibly safe. He had this way of listening, really listening, that made me feel like I was the only person in the world. He was the one I'd call after a long day, the one whose presence made my apartment feel like a home. We fell into a rhythm that felt so natural. Morning texts, late night calls, weekends that blurred together in a haze of movie marathons and shared meals. He'd cook for me, his favorite pasta dish, and we'd talk for hours about everything and nothing. It felt like we were building a life, brick by brick. I was all in, ready to give him my whole heart. But as time went on, a subtle shift began. Whenever I'd bring up the future, what are we? Where's this going? He'd gently steer the conversation elsewhere. He'd say things like, "Let's just enjoy the now," or "Why rush something so good?" It was so smooth, so reasonable, that I'd quiet my own doubts. He'd wrap me in his arms, tell me how much I meant to him, and the questions would just melt away. I told myself I was being impatient, that I needed to trust his timing. But a small, quiet anxiety started to grow in the back of my mind. It was a feeling I couldn't quite name, a sense of being kept at a distance, even when he was right beside me. His phone was always face down. He never stayed the entire weekend. There were always reasons, always excuses, and I, wanting so badly to believe in us, accepted them all. Then, my world tilted on its axis. 2 pink lines on a little plastic stick. I was pregnant. My first reaction wasn't fear, it was a strange sort of joy. This would be the thing that finally solidified us, that would make him see we were meant to be a family. I remember practicing how I would tell him, my heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nerves. When I finally said the words, "I'm pregnant," the warmth in his eyes just ... vanished. The man who had held me and promised to protect me became a stranger. He went cold, distant. He told me he needed space, needed time to think. The texts slowed to a crawl, then stopped. The calls went unanswered. The silence was deafening. I had never felt so alone. Suddenly, I was facing this monumental life change completely by myself. Abandoned by the one person I thought I could count on for anything, the days that followed were a blur of confusion and fear. I was pregnant, isolated, and spiraling. I replayed every conversation, every moment, trying to pinpoint where it all went wrong. Was it something I did? Something I said? The self-doubt was eating me alive. My cozy apartment, once a sanctuary, now felt like a prison. The silence was the loudest thing in the room. I'd just sit on the sofa for hours, staring at the wall, my phone clutched in my hand, willing it to ring. I felt a profound sense of shame, like I had somehow failed. I couldn't bring myself to tell my family or friends. How could I explain that the man I'd been building a future with had just disappeared the moment things got real? Every day was a struggle to just get out of bed, to eat, to pretend that my world wasn't completely falling apart around me. It was the lowest, darkest point of my life. One night, unable to sleep, I found myself mindlessly scrolling online. It's a bad habit, I know, but I couldn't stop myself. I ended up on a friend of friend's social media page, and there he was. A photo, professionally taken, full of joy and sunlight. He was on one knee, holding a ring, and smiling down at him wasn't me. It was another woman. The caption read, "She said yes, can't wait to spend forever with my high school sweetheart." 7 years and counting. 7 years. The words hit me like a physical blow. The air left my lungs. The pasta he made for me, the inside jokes, the promises, they were all a lie. He wasn't just avoiding commitment with me, he was already committed to someone else. I wasn't his future, I was his secret. The entire foundation of my reality crumbled in that single, devastating moment. I was just the other woman, and I never even knew. My shock turned into a cold, quiet resolve. I didn't want a scene. I didn't want to scream or throw things. I just wanted the truth, face to face. I texted him, a simple, "We need to talk. It's important." He agreed to meet, probably thinking it was just about the baby again. We met at a quiet park. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked him in the eye and said, "I know about her." I showed him the photo on my phone. For the first time since I'd known him, his calm, composed mask finally cracked. He tried to deny it, to twist the narrative. He said it was complicated, that they were on a break, that what we had was real. He tried to make me feel crazy, like I was misunderstanding, misinterpreting. He told me I was emotional because of the pregnancy. But the lies didn't work anymore. I saw right through them. I wasn't the confused, insecure girl he had manipulated. I was a woman who finally saw the truth, and it was ugly. I told his fiancée everything. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it because she deserved to know who she was about to marry. I sent her a calm, factual message with the evidence she needed to see the truth for herself. Their 7-year relationship ended. Their wedding was called off. I heard through the grapevine that the fallout was immense, that families were torn apart. But I felt no satisfaction, no victory. There are no winners in a story like this, only broken hearts. My journey was far from over. I chose to keep my baby, to become a mother on my own terms. It was the hardest and best decision I ever made. The betrayal left a deep scar, but it didn't break me. It forced me to find a strength I never knew I had. I learned that my worth isn't determined by someone else's love, and that true clarity comes not from revenge, but from reclaiming your own story.
Don't forget to subscribe for more stories. I post 3 to 4 stories every week.